hold my punch a little bit. Good. And that was already it. That little clunk was all it takes. There. Sorry, I left the hand there. Okay, good. Okay, that's under the tongue, so we'll give a couple drops here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to touch different regions on her side of her head. See, I get right here at the temple is out of alignment. So now I got to kind of figure out, well, do I need to manually move it? I do. So now I need to find the direction. So we'll see if it's down. Down's not the right direction. Up's not the right direction. That's not the right direction. This is. So this bone right here has got to move right that direction. So all I'm going to do is, and that's it.
Yes.
So what do you feel? Yeah, try them out. Give them a real test-a-rooski. Give them the whole deal.
I feel like I have to learn how to walk again.
Would you recommend other people come hang out? Oh, good. I made her say this at gunpoint. Hey everybody, Dr. Bain here. I got one of my newest patients here. Say hello to the world.
Hi.
So she's got a lot going on. We have a little bit of post-COVID things. We have some back issues and headache issues and a lot of other stuff. So you're going to see me start with ABC first, and then you're going to see me do her first muscle testing session. So that's going to be fun. So let's have you face towards this way for me. Okie dokie. So her posture looks pretty good. So I told her earlier that because of all the chemistry issues that she has going on, there's a high likelihood that a lot of her spinal type problems that she struggles with is most likely related to that, but we're still going to check with ABC and see if we find anything. Look down to the floor for me, back to normal. So what I'm looking for here is look up towards the ceiling, back to normal. This is how we check to see if you have that scar tissue I was telling you about. Look to the right, and back to the center. And so far, she doesn't have a whole lot going on. Left side for me, back to center, and that's all clear. So now that I've cleared that she doesn't have any scar tissue going on, I'm going to go through each vertebrae here, and I'm going to see if you have any vertebrae that are stuck forward. So we'll go through here. I want to check this one in particular right there. This is about T2-ish. So you can kind of tell if I push here, all right, you see how you're a little unstable but not too bad, right? If I move right to there, you feel how if I push this one, it's very hard for you to resist with the same amount, right?
Right.
And that's because her T2 or T1, wherever I'm at, I always forget, it slipped a little bit forward and down. So I'm going to fix this one for you. So back against here, face towards this side for me. Okay, now come on in. Come close. Don't be shy. Okay, so I'm going to move this over here. Now, I'm going to check a rib here. So I want to see if that bothers you. That bothers you a little bit. So I'm going to have you stand right here facing this way. So what that means is because you were blinking a bunch when I pushed here, that means that your first rib is jammed into your second rib. Here's how easy that fix is. There it goes. So a little shift there. Do the same thing here. And there that goes. Back against here for me. Now we're going to see if that still bothers you. See, now she doesn't. Now her eyes aren't constantly doing this whole thing, so I know I fixed that. All right, now the rib I'm going to fix here is called the first rib. Many people have seen me do this. For you, it's going to be a little different. So right here and here, behind your clavicles is your first rib, right? And it wraps from here all the way behind there. What's happened to yours is it's just shifted down and forward a little bit. Okay. So the only solution is to bring it up and back. Well, how do you do that? Karate chops, okay? Kind of like the movies, okay? So it's not gonna hurt, it's just a little weird and abrupt, but it's gonna help flatten out your shoulders. Your goal is just stay nice and loose right here, okay? Nice and relaxed, first chop here. I'll try to hold my punch a little bit. Good. Now relax those shoulders. So we can already see how, if you watch, that one flattened out quite a bit. Now I think it could be even better. So I'm gonna have you bring these out forward a little bit. And I want you to bring your shoulders up to here. So kind of want you to shrug them there. Hold right there and keep going up to here a little more. Right there. I want you to hold that through 2 more chops. And hold here. And let them relax. I dig that. Now take a deep breath, relax, let it go. So if everybody's watching that shoulder.
Yeah, I can feel it.
You feel how your shoulders are sitting much flatter. Now we're going to fix T2. So here's how we do that. It's nice and easy. Just cross these over like this, like that. I'm going to get this out of the way because that's poking into your hair. I'm going to probably move mine because then everyone's going to get annoyed because they're going to hear my whole ruffling of cloth. Okay, so the way this is going to work is I'm going to go right here. You're just going to kind of slouch and relax on me. I'm just going to gently lift it. It's going to move. It's literally going to take no effort at all. Okay? So I'll go right here. And that was already it. That little clunk was all it takes. So the beauty of this version of chiropractic is it's very easy. All right, so let's go right here, face this way, just so it's easy for the camera to see there. So let's just see how our posture is going so far. And she didn't have bad posture to begin with. She's just a little bit better. So now if we go into that same spot, she can resist much better. So you feel how I can push pretty hard here and you don't really move? Yeah. So if we go here and we go and check that, it's going to be clear. So all I'm doing here is I'm pushing each vertebrae a little more forward, and I'm waiting till I hit a vertebrae where your spine doesn't compensate for that very well at the head. And so far, so good. Everybody's kind of doing their job. And once again, this doesn't really surprise me that your spine's actually fairly aligned, because I really don't think a lot of the pain and tightness you have is related to this.
Wow.
Because you can tell how you're not that slouched, right? Even before I did anything. You're a little unstable in here, so I want to check these ones one more time through. It's not this one. It's not that one either. Might be just a hair lower than that. Nope, a little bit more. Okay, right on the mountain tip there. Yeah, see? So if I push a little higher, okay, that's not very stable, but at least has some stability. Right. If I go right to the mountain, right there. Yeah. See how if I touch the mountain right there? So that's probably like T9. Okay, so we'll do that one sitting. So here, come right over here. I'm gonna sneak right here. Sit right here. I want your legs flat this way. Yep, you're gonna go right in the middle of the table. It's gonna be a little awkward. Actually, let's have you go on this side. Okay, cross the arms for me. Just like this. Yep. These are going to go like this, okay? So what I'm going to do is, we've got a little board here. I'm going to essentially curl you into a ball, and I'm going to let gravity do the work for me. That's kind of how we're going to move this. The secret for you is going to be just relaxing the feet and legs and the abs. So good, a little bit looser. Let your head slouch to your chest. Let your stomach go loose. I've got you. Good, relax right here. Oh, hold on.
Sorry.
Little sore. So she's a little sore.
Yeah,
so what I'm going to do is...
That hurt a lot.
Scooch forward.
Okay.
So what that means is those boards are a little too high for you. So cross the arms, no boards this time. And I'm going to go above. Let the head slouch. This should be much easier on you. There. Now relax your stomach. There. Sorry, I left the hand there. Okay, good. Now come on up. That's all it takes. Not going to take much. Okie dokie. Now, let's go towards that side. The other thing I'm going to do there is, yeah, so she jams up real easy on there, even above or below. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift it. So bring the arms out like this. I'm going to kind of wrap around you here. Relax your shoulders. Sorry about the breast. There it goes. So now I moved it that way. So sometimes if the angle on a vertebrae is a little awkward, there we go. Sometimes you got to lift them because that vertebrae is jamming up into the others. So you never have to force a bone to move if you're doing it the right direction. So I tried 2 angles on it. Neither of those angles are going to work. So I just lifted it instead, and that did it. Now roll with your lumbar. The other thing you may notice too is you may notice how much less swaying back and forth you have now.
Yes.
Do you notice how you're kind of like rock solid?
Yes.
So even though that didn't make some like giant sound or something, it doesn't have to. The bones only have to move like a millimeter. It just has to go the right direction. All right, so now we're in the low back. Yeah, that's okay. Good. Good. Now, a lot of ABC people watch me, and what they're probably looking at right now is they're like, okay, he keeps checking this one, and he's saying it's not there, but the gut sticks out, so it has to be forward there. Okay, but what I found out is if it doesn't test when I do this test, then that means those vertebrae are sticking out for another reason, most likely in the chemistry category, which we'll find out in a sec. Okay, so she's checking clear on all those. Look down for me. Back to normal. So I'm just going to recheck these. Look up to the ceiling. Back to normal. Look to the right for me. Back to normal. Look to the left for me. Back to normal. So she has no adhesions there. Those are all the vertebrae. I'm going to check a facial bone thing really quick. Just hang out right there for a second. I want to make sure you don't have any facial bones that are out of alignment. Where's the side of your head? There it is. A lot of hair. Now that's probably true on that side. Okay, so right here on this left side, that's something I'm going to want to look into. So lay face up for me this time. Head can go here, legs that way. So the hard part about bones is toast. But the left side of the head, if I'm remembering right, was the one I just found. So I'm going to start muscle testing something, because what her body says is on the left side of her head somewhere, I have something out of alignment. So I'm going to touch different regions on her side of her head. See, I get right here at the temple is out of alignment. So now I got to kind of figure out, well, do I need to manually move it? I do. So now I need to find the direction. So we'll see if it's down. Down's not the right direction. Up's not the right direction. That's not the right direction. This is. So this bone right here has got to move right that direction. So all I'm going to do is, and that's it. It only has to shift like the teensiest little thing like that. So they don't make any noise. And now that's fixed. So now we're ready to muscle test her because she's got quite a lot of chemistry symptoms and history. She had COVID really bad. She's got some heart issues going on since then. She's got some leg thing, a little bit of everything. I mean, she's got everything. Okay. So the first place I always check is the belly button. Belly button is related to your brain and spinal cord. So if we have a problem with your brain and spinal cord, well, then we've got a problem with your whole body, right? Because that controls all your organs, glands, and other things. Muscles, for those watching at home, right, like this. See how tight all this is? And this is all sore. That's why when I tried to do her lumbar, she was like, oh, that hurts a lot. Holy smokes. Because her muscles are so tense for something else, right, another reason, that's why chiropractic's going to be harder on her. So if I fix the muscles better by fixing her chemistry, then moving bones in her is going to be really easy. All right, so belly button right here. All right, so I'm going to block that. I'm going to see what happens. Okay, that goes weak. That's a good thing. This is the one point in the body that you want to go weak when you touch it. I'm going to go through what we call hand modes now. Hand modes are discovered by a guy named Alan Beardle. And what he just figured out is if you touch the fingertips to the thumb, each one of these is a different category of problem. Structural, chemical, emotional, acupuncture, chakras, thing like that, okay? So if I go back through this, I'm going to go through these categories. I want to make sure nothing else locks this up, and nothing does. So those are all clear.
Yay.
Now we're going to go to muscle testing kits, okay? So I'm going to grab, where's my, oh yeah, here we go. So I was explaining this off camera earlier. So these little vials, okay, these are called testing kits, all right, little guys here. These are bioenergetic signatures of different types. This is scar tissue or scars. So one of the first things I check on everybody is I want to see if scars or scar tissue is involved in some of the things that she's got going on. It's very easy. You just put it on the body anywhere. You can touch anywhere you want, and I see if we go weak, and we go super weak, okay? So we definitely have a scar or scar tissues on the skin or something going on here. So now I got to find out where it is. So for women, the most common is ears because of earrings. So have you ever had earrings?
I used to wear them.
Okay, so you got a little mark there. Do you have any, yeah, on this one too?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so she's weak when I touch. I'm going to see if it strengthens up or changes when I touch your earlobes. If it does, that means, hey, that's the one I'm looking for. So no change on this one, but I get a change on the left earlobe. So the first thing, I'm going to make you a note here. The first thing that we actually have to fix on you is I have to deactivate the left earlobe. So, okay. Now, why is that important? Well, the reason is the ear is heavily involved in the acupuncture system in Chinese medicine. So if you go look at like an acupuncture chart with an ear chart, you'll see there's a bunch of organs, glands, and other things that run through every part of the ear. So if you ever have a piercing hole there, well, now you've kind of damaged a piece of that organ or gland's communication. Wow. Usually, in my experience, the one where she has it here, it's the large intestine. It's the colon. So now they get constipated, diarrhea, food allergies, gas, bloating, and stuff. And she's nodding her head, so it sounds like she probably has some of those things. So that makes sense to me because that's the most common acupuncture meridian to shut off. So now I just got to figure out how to deactivate it. So one of the things I have over here, if I can grab it, where did I put it? Oh, here we go. I have a mix of a bunch of different essential oils and natural oils. And I'm going to see if that changes it. It doesn't change it. It's okay, I got options. Sometimes what you gotta do is use light or colored lights. Colored lights is gonna do it. So then I can ask her body, is it red, is it green? Green. So here's how we're gonna do this. It's got 4 colors. Here's green. And we just hang out right on the ear. So right now I'm essentially deactivating this from causing all these troubles in her body right now. And then what I'll do is I'll test her body, say, okay, more. Nope, that's all it needed. Now we'll see if, remember, we still have scars on you here. Now it's starting to get strong instead of being weak every time. And that's it. Done. So deactivated that. So I'm going to write that down on your note here that we deactivated that with a green light. Now, if that keeps coming back, then what I'll have you do as homework is I'll have you go grab one of these cheap little lights on Amazon, like 19 bucks. And I'll have you do green light on it if it keeps coming back. But sometimes those are a one and done thing, so we don't know yet. All right, so that's part 1 to our problem fixed. Next is we have a muscle testing kit for the entire acupuncture system specifically. So these are all the acupuncture meridians. Meridians are the energy channels that control every organ and gland. And we have a weakness here. This is a deal here. So now I'm going to touch a couple at a time to see which one. And sure enough, it is the large intestine meridian, still has other problems. We're back to colon. Okay. Well, she doesn't have any, do you have any jewelry on?
No.
Besides the ring?
Besides the ring.
All right. That's what I'm checking first. And she's like, what? What do you mean? So metal rings, doesn't matter. Metal rings on fingers shut off the acupuncture meridians. The wedding ring band in particular, I find, just like the earrings, shuts down which one typically? It shuts off the large intestine and the colon. So right now she's weak with this on. If I now touch her ring and it goes strong, we know, there you go. So pop the wedding ring. So for her, her husband is cringing inside. Okay, she may be cringing herself too.
Yes.
Okay, so but now, 100% fine. See, completely clears it. So right now what I got to do for you is I got to find you a silicone band that we can do, the color. And here's what's crazy. When you muscle test a lot of people, you find that actually the color of the silicone band actually matters. Some people can't do certain colors. So I've got a bunch over here. And we'll try some different colors here and see which color you're okay with and which one you're not. So we'll slip on a green one here, kind of an army green. And we'll see if she goes weak. Yup, green ain't going to be it. Darn. So if you're a big Army fan, it's not going to happen for you. Let's try a black silicone ring. See if we get lucky. Okay, so far so good on black. I'm now going to go back through those couple things to make sure it doesn't screw up anything else. Nope, so this remains good. Let's go grab the acupuncture system, make sure that doesn't now cause a problem here. And it doesn't. Wow. So you need in particular, it must be black. So I'll put that here, and I'm going to write that into your notes so that you know. I'm going to keep this right by your hand here, so don't forget that today. But I'm not going to have you keep it on right now because I need it off so I can find your next problem.
Right.
Now, why is that significant? Okay, let me write this down first. Why is that significant? It's significant for her because if she didn't know this information, she already knew she had a gut problem, right? That's why she was nodding and being like, oh my God, that makes total sense. Okay, she can take all the supplements in the world, she can do all the great diet changes, she will never be able to permanently fix this gut as long as that ring is on because her large intestine acupuncture meridian will always be too weak. Wow. So she'll make the diet changes, she'll feel better, but she'll never permanently fix, for example, the food allergies that this is causing, so she'll never be able to eat that thing. So like, let's just say that this is involved in a gluten allergy, which for fun, we could go check. Well, she'll never be able to eat gluten without a problem. But if she takes this off, all of a sudden, all those things that she was doing to heal her gut work, and now maybe eventually she could go eat gluten and have a permanent clearing of that allergy. So that's what's really cool. So far, so good. You're not so hard yet. Okay, so we cleared the entire acupuncture system. We cleared some scars. Now we're going to go into body systems. So these are the pieces of anatomy that control all the organs and glands, more in like a anatomy sense, right? So I have digestive. Well, digestive controls the gallbladder, the pancreas, the intestines, right? So let's see if we have any hits here, and we don't. Now, just for shits and giggles, okay? Because I like to show things. Pop this back on. Slide that back on for a sec. How much does everybody want to bet that now all of a sudden this blows out? Yep. So all of a sudden we're weakening all the body systems of the body just by this one thing. So pop that back off for me because this is clear without that on. No need for it. So now we're going to go a little more in depth. Now we're going to go to organs and glands. So I have every organ and gland here. I'm going to see if we get a hit. We don't. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to foods and pathogen energy signatures. And we do get a hit here on pathogen signatures. Now, what I'm going to tell everybody right now is these are energy signatures. I can't prove any of these are physically in her body, okay? So don't sue me out there thinking I'm diagnosing a serious illness or something. I'm just doing energy signatures to make people well, okay? The energy signature you hit on is a fungus or a mold, okay? So I'm going to pull fungus and mold out. I'm going to keep it on your body. Now, for fun, I could figure out where this fungus and mold is by doing what I call a scan here. So it's in her sinuses, so sinuses and frontal brain. It's maxillary sinus. It's in the throat. It's in the lungs. It's in the heart. It's in the gut. So what that tells me is it's probably in the bloodstream, because if it's hitting basically everywhere, that usually means it's floating around the bloodstream and it's probably in the cells. So I'm going to go through categories, and this is attached to an emotional trauma, okay? Because it hits on the emotional finger.
Wow.
Best way to deal with emotional trauma is emotional homeopathics. So I'm going to find you an emotional homeopathic here made from flowers to try to release that. Okay, so you're matching with Indian paintbrush flower. I'm going to give you 2 drops under the tongue here. Beautiful thing about homeopathics, you can't OD on them, you can't be allergic to them, right? Because of the way these are made, that's all you needed. And that's it. Done. So what does that mean? That means over the next couple days, you're going to kill that mold and fungus on your own. You don't have to do anything for it. I just did it for you because this was attached to an emotional trauma. So now we'll go back again. And that clears pathogen kit and it clears food kit. Wow. Now, if you had that ring on, you know what would happen? You'd have a bunch of food allergies show up, right? So we cleared that kit, we cleared that kit. How about for fun, let's do vaccine kits. Not that side. This also has COVID, or I shouldn't say that, maybe whatever the fancy term so that I don't get blocked on YouTube. Whatever that term is. Okay. COV vaccine shedding kit. What is that? This is the bioenergetic signature. So once again, I can't prove it's physically there, but it's just a signature for muscle testing kit. It's when a person who got the shot shed onto you, and now you have problems from it, even though you didn't get it. And for you, the reason you're not detoxing that is actually attached itself to emotional stuff. So if I fix the emotional stuff, then you're just going to fix it yourself, okay? So that's the nice part. Okay, 2 drops under the tongue of golden eardrops flower here. Another flower. Let's see if that's enough to break up that part to this. And let's see enough if that's going to start detoxing this. Yeah, cool. Nothing else you got to do.
That's amazing.
So far, you're going to have a pretty easy time here. Seems like I'm going to be doing most of the job here for you. Okay, so we'll check this again, and we get no hits now. Clear. Let's hit the next kit. This is heavy metals and chemicals. No hits. Now, because of your history with COVID stuff, I'm going to go grab a kit that are specifically only for COVID. So here's my first one. And let's see if we get any hits. We do. And it's on this side. And let's go see what are you hitting on here. Ooh, You hit on another one of the COVID vaccines. Sputnik version. That's crazy. Interesting. So for someone who's never gotten that,
right,
you're holding on to a bunch of other people's versions. This also comes up as emotional.
Wow.
Same remedy I used earlier, but let's see how we need to use it differently. So yeah, you need it externally on an acupuncture point. I'm going to go find out which one. Forehead, right there. That's all it takes. Sorry if I ruined the makeup.
That's okay.
Try to not rub it too hard. Okay, good. That releases the emotional piece. And that releases that. So you're going to detox that on your own.
Wow.
So the goal here is we're just kind of going one layer at a time until your body says, good, that clears this kit. Basically until it says, hey, I can't do anything else. That's as far as I can go. And then if there's some homework I can give you, we'll give you some homework. Here's my other one. No hits. Nice. So we're not as bad as we might think. Let's grab another organs and glands kit. I just want to see if we get any hits here. We do. Cool. Let's go see what organ or gland this is. Nope, nope, nope. Here we go. So I get a weakness over here. Do you still have your tonsils?
No.
Ah, they're coming up. So that's why those are coming up, because they took them.
Right?
Uh-oh. We need those. All right, so let's go see why you're not healing that all the way through, and that's emotional. So the reason that after you got those removed, you're still not healing whatever leftover damage there is because there's emotional things stuck with it. Wow. Echinacea flower essence, under the tongue, 2 drops. 1, 2, 3. Said 2, but 3 sounded better. Cleared that. Cool, that clears. That wasn't so hard. Double check this kit again, see if we get any hits. We get no hits there, that's all good. We cleared all the other big guys and gals. So then here's gonna be the question. Let's have you walk around a little bit, test your body out.
Okay.
I wanna see if some of those tightnesses that you've been having start loosening up. Now you might be a little lightheaded, and that's gonna be because you're gonna start detoxing a lot of those things even right now, this very second. So take a walk, see how your body feels first here. I want you to see if you notice some things are starting to loosen up and move around.
Yes.
As I hear some cracking and popping already happening. Now what I'm curious of, stand right here, face this way. I want to see if your neck started to loosen up, because I think you said you get really tight up in here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Ah. Now, do you already notice how this has gotten much cushier?
Yep.
Way softer. This isn't even close. So try looking down for me. Oh yes, back to normal. Look up for me. Look how much looser we're already getting on the neck. Back to normal. Look to the right. Yeah, how about the left? Okay, much looser. So once again, that kind of shows you and for everybody else that a lot of the reasons she's so tight and twisted up, unfortunately, it's not really a spinal reason. It's not an ABC reason. It's a chemistry thing. She's got allergy things going on, and I can't say the right word, but the vax issue going on, whatever you want to say. So she's got other things going on. So I want you to check one more thing, because you said your knee was bothering you from time to time. Go face up again, head and legs this way for me. Now remind me, which knee was it, the left or the right?
The left more so once the foot started hurting.
Okay.
But, yeah,
But the whole kind of chain
They
here.
both crack and pop and...
All right, so right here. So when I touch these different parts of her knee, she has no weakness, okay? When I touch the back of your knee, all of a sudden, it blows right out. Yeah. How about your other one? Funny enough, same problem. Back of the knee on both sides. So I'm going to put you into what's called a pause lock. I'm going to touch both of these that are going weak. I want you to slide your legs together, and I want you to slide them apart, about 8 inches. Keep going. Up the whole leg. Keep going. Slide, 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 right there. What that does is that locks the weakness in, so now I don't have to touch these anymore as long as you stay the same. So let's go through categories again, and that's emotional. So what does that mean? That means that at some point she had something happen in her life, something traumatic, and instead of processing it, she stuffed it, and she happened to stuff it in such a way that it's probably making the muscle in the back of the knee, the popliteus muscle, weak, and it's not allowing her to have stability in her knees. So they crack, they pop, they probably give out from time to time. So she'll be walking, and all of a sudden one of these will probably blow out for some reason. So fawn lily, a couple of drops under the tongue. This is the remedy that just matched the emotional trauma that's causing that. And let's just see, now it's strong instead of weak. So I'll go through my categories again. I got no hits. Nope, that's cleared. So that's all there was for the back of the knees. That's fun. And then sometimes if the knee's doing that, maybe that's why the foot's doing it. Right. So let's go through the foot here. Okay, so I have a weakness on this foot. So slide the legs together again for me. Slide them apart. Now we've locked in that foot weakness in the ankle. And you want to take a guess what that was? Emotional, right? To nobody's surprise. Right. A lot of people's issues are more emotional than they are anything else. Just is what it is. So I'm going to go find a match for the emotions for this left foot and ankle, and then we'll have you test out your body again. Okay, that's under the tongue, so we'll give a couple drops here. 1, 2, 3. And that's all you need of that one. Let's see if there's something else to do for these ankle here. No, ankle solved. So now, we'll clip this guy on. Let's have you walk again. So now we'll see what the knees do. Now usually what happens is, because that was the popliteus muscle, that muscle's going to turn on now. The knees may feel a little bit awkward because they're going to feel different.
Yes.
Usually they'll feel like, in your perception, you might think they're stiffer in some way because they're going to be more stable by not having the popliteus constantly be probably too weak.
Yes.
So what do you feel? Okay, try them out. Give them a real test-a-rooski. Give them the whole deal.
I feel like I have to learn how to walk again.
So that's a very common feeling because that popliteus muscle, when it's shut off, basically your knees become too loosey-goosey.
Right.
That's why they crack and pop. That's why the meniscus in between the knee will pop out from time to time. Usually it'll pop backwards out of the knee because it's not holding. So just know that's the main issue. I'm going to check it again the next time I see you. We'll see how that goes. How's the ankle doing, by the way? Walk around, test the ankle out. I'm just curious after we worked on that one as well.
It doesn't feel as heavy.
Good. Nice. Fun.
Effortless.
Good.
Yeah.
The last thing I'm going to check on you is I want to just manually check the sinuses because you have a little bit of the dark circle thing going on, which usually tells me there's something there. Head here, legs this way. Now, most likely we already did what we had to do just by unpacking everything else, but I'm going to check it anyway just because it is common and because she also complains of a lot of headaches. No, I get no hits there. I'm going to go to the upper neck. I get no hits there. Last thing I'm going to check is just to make sure you don't have any major nutrient things I got to think about. So this is a nutrient vitamin minerals kit. I get no hits.
Yay.
So then the last thing I'm going to do is see if your body needs anything else. She's completely done for the day. You're cooked. So come on up. Stand right here with me. We're going to exit out because we survived. So that's what a typical first treatment looks like with me these days. A lot of people who used to see me in the old days only saw me do spine. Well, the problem is I needed to know more to fix people like her because if all I knew was spine only, in this case I would never be able to fix her because all of her problems seem to come from other things. So this is now a stereotypical visit for me. I typically check ABC and then I do chemistry and I do muscle testing and it's awesome. Would you recommend other people come hang out? Oh, good. I made her say this at gunpoint. All right, so if you guys are interested in having a first appointment, give me a call. I'd love to see you.